In this video, I'm going to be talking about what makes eyes attractive on both male and female. What is the difference between male eyes and female eyes? As with most when it comes to physical attraction, there are certain similarities that are attractive, such as with jawline. Jawline is attractive, and then there's differences that makes it either masculine or feminine, and the same thing is with cheekbones. And then you also got with eyes. The similarities is things such as the canthal tilt. Then you got the differences such as the size of the eye. If you take a look at this photo right here, you will notice that the women have bigger eyes than the man. Big eyes are seen as more submissive. We especially see this in anime. In anime they tend to exaggerate these features. As I have talked about in my previous videos, they tend to take the masculine and the feminine to their extremes. And this is one of the things that we notice in anime, where they exaggerate the feminine features of a female by making the eyes very big. Men also have big eyes in anime, but not as big as women. Women tend to have bigger eyes in anime than men. Male features seem to be more sharp than with females. I don't know any other way to explain it than there's this sharpness to male features. With men, it seems as if you can draw more straight lines than with women. Meanwhile, with women, you got more roundish features. Women also have sharp features, but it seems to be more common in men to have sharp features. Like I say with anime, you have men with big eyes, but it seems to be more common with women. It's like I stated in the beginning of the video, it's not so much about the masculine and feminine. Like with jawline, men and women have jawline in common when it comes to being attractive because it signals good health. But then the differences in the jawline is what makes it either masculine or feminine. Because of this, it's not so much about whether or not the jawline is masculine, it's rather about having the jawline. This is why we have these TikTok challenges such as jawline check. We oftentimes hear people talk about that jawline can cut bread. It is one of those features that people tend to notice because it's an attractive feature that signals good health. One of the things that men and women have in common when it comes to eyes is the canthal tilt. As you can see in this photo right here, you will notice the difference between a negative, a neutral and a positive canthal tilt. You can be born with a positive canthal tilt. As you grow older, you will get a negative canthal tilt. It doesn't have to happen, but it could, because negative canthal tilt is oftentimes a sign of aging. When looking at someone with a negative canthal tilt, they tend to look sad and tired. There is a reason for why old people look old and young people look young. There's a reason for why you can identify them. And a lot of this has to do with things such as the canthal tilt. But the canthal tilt is not gonna be a deal breaker, as you can see in this photo where there are many models with negative canthal tilt. With men, hunter eyes are considered attractive. As you can see in this photo right here, the guy on the left has what's considered hunter eyes. You can see the different feature differences between the guy on the left with hunter eyes and the guy on the right. The guy on the right looks like he has fish eyes. It is as if the eye is being pushed outwards. Another key difference between the guy on the left and the guy on the right is that the guy on the right has hooded eyes. You notice that his eyelids are exposed. Fish eyes are more common in older people. You will notice that many of the things that I have mentioned in this video that are considered unattractive are more common in older people, such as hooded eyes, fish eyes and a negative canthal tilt. These features are usually caused by aging and therefore is not a sign of youth and fertility and makes you look more unattractive. And because they are more common in older people, therefore we should start looking at the causes in older people so that we can understand why younger people get it as well. I sometimes have upper eyelid exposure when I have had lack of sleep for multiple days. You also get bags under your eyes when you don't sleep well. It is also during sleep that growth hormone is released, which is important for a lot of processes in the body. Having a good night's sleep is also important for mood regulations, which again is important to reduce stress, reducing the stress hormone cortisol. And since these traits are associated with aging, we could ask ourselves, when young people have these traits, are they caused by having an unhealthy lifestyle or unhealthy genes? If an unhealthy lifestyle can cause these things, then we should look at what are those things so we can combat them. There's a trend to take collagen and biotin, usually with women in fitness and older people. They take them to avoid wrinkles, but they also take it for bone health. But it is usually the older people who take it for bone health. But I think that also guys should start considering how much collagen they get through nutrition. Because personally I take collagen and I notice improvements in health. I notice improvement in my skin, but also health in general. Bone broth is used in many cultures to combat illnesses. And bone broth is filled with collagen. It seems to be a supplement to consider if you aren't getting enough through food. But traits such as negative canthal tilt and skin conditions seems to be more important when it comes to women than in men. And this comes down to men and women's different functions when it comes to a relationship. Health seems to be more important when it comes to women than when it comes to men, since she's going to bear a child. Health is important in both, but I'm talking more about the short-term versus long-term health. Men can usually get away with short-term health complications. Meanwhile, if a man finds a woman attractive, she might end up bearing a child for 9 months. Because of this, everything kind of has to be in order, because it's gonna put a stress on the body, which makes it more difficult to heal itself. Meanwhile, the man have the option to sit back for a few days to relax, to let his body heal. But this is not the option for women. If a female gets pregnant, there's gonna be a constant stress for the next 9 months. This stress will make it more difficult to recover from illnesses. So even if the women just have a short-term health condition, due to the body's lack of ability to heal itself during these 9 months, it might not be able to recover from this health condition, and the health condition might grow and get worse. I noticed myself that when I have a cold, it could either go away in just a couple of weeks if I don't work out, but if I work out just every other day, I might not recover for 6-7 months. And 2 weeks and 6 months is a big difference when it comes to recovery. Something I noticed about myself and that I noticed about other people that are into fitness as well is that they put so much attention on building muscle that they forget about the rest of the body. So much attention is put on the muscle, but so little attention is put on the bones. I think that we should ask ourselves if putting stress on our body 6-7 days a week is really efficient for health, or if it would be better to put stress 3 or 4 days a week and have some days to recover. This is something that many people in bodybuilding asks, but the common answer to why you should do 6-7 days is that if you're on steroids you will recover faster. But the steroids would rather recover your muscles faster, but what about the rest of your body? I believe that the reason that we are not able to get to these unnatural levels is because the body doesn't want to put so much focus on building muscle. It wants to put some focus on the rest of the body as well. It wants to have a sense of balance. And by forcing our bodies to build more muscle, it might have to take the attention away from something else to be able to build more muscle. The body's distribution system is distributing nutrition towards those parts of the body that need it the most. If you keep putting your muscles at the front of the line, who knows what the body's keeping at hold? I do believe that working out is healthy, but only to a certain extent. But at a certain point, instead of getting healthier, you begin to sacrifice health for your desires.